What's cracking, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. New video. Today's video is going to deal with tattoos, prison style tattoos, the dangers of them, and I'll tell you why I decided to do this video. I see on there's another platform where there's a guy and he's a tattoo artist, right? He's Mexican. And he has a series now that he started on that platform, and it's tattoos that are dangerous. And as usual, it's always if you're raza and if you're white. You know, these certain tattoos, they carry meaning, and they're not just for show, right? So I know that before I really get into it, I want to say that I was schooled early. Don't identify yourself for the Juras. Don't put tattoos on you that you know are hot, that everyone knows are hot, and that cops are gonna slam you down for. Let your actions speak for who you are and who you're representing and what you've done. Right? The way you carry yourself is enough, right? Because word of mouth, a man's reputation will always precede him. So you don't have to put tattoos on to show, you know, that's all. I mean, look, there's a lot of dudes that do it, but there's no need for it. Now, there are specific tattoos that do hold specific meaning, right? And like anything else, there's guys that get certain ink on them. They get out of prison, and their little homies see the tattoo, and they're like, damn, that's a freedom-ass tattoo. And they wind up getting that tattoo because they think it looks cool. They don't understand what that man had to do to earn that. You know, that's just like, I keep hearing all these people who are not raza calling raza from Southern California that rap or that podcast, calling them sureños. That's a title that's earned. It's not a title that's just thrown around because you gangbang and you're from Southern California. That's what you are. No siree. But that just goes to show you. And these are guys that some of them even been to the joint and they throw that word around without even knowing what it means, right? But I can tell you that I have first-hand knowledge of, you know, hey, you get a certain tattoo on you and you got it done on the streets, never been to the joint, didn't put in no work. Hey, you're on the streets. You may get away with it and never be questioned. If you go to the joint and you have certain ink on you, they're going to ask you, hey, where you been, homie? How much time you doing? Where you been? And I've talked about it over and over and over again. There's no such thing as an innocent question in prison. Live your life like that in there. If you go to prison, every question is loaded. There's a reason why they asked, right? And if you have ink on you that you didn't earn, depending on who you're around, you may get hit, to set an example. Or you got to go put in that work. And put in that work. And put in that work, depending on what the tattoo is, right? Another very, very important thing. Every drop of ink on my skin, I remember who did it. I remember where I was. And you could be on a yard and you have some ink on you and somebody approaches you and they're like, hey, homie, I like that piece right there, Holmes. Who did your work? Again, it's a loaded question. It's not just a regular topic, especially if it's somebody that you don't hang out with on the yard. Where'd you get that work done, Holmes? Oh, I was on this yard and my Sally was so-and-so. Well, you may not know that your Sally so-and-so had gotten a wreck. He's in trouble with some people. That doesn't mean you got in a wreck, but you hung around with the dude. And not only did you hang around with the dude, but you let him put a tattoo on you that's going to last for the rest of your life. Everywhere you go now, vatos are going to be like, hey, that vato thinks he's hard as fuck, Holmes. You know who did his work? And again, you may be asked to do a favor, because if you're willing to not only live with that guy, but let him tattoo on you, yeah, we're going to have to find out where your heart's really at. That's the way some people look at it. We need a favor out of that guy, just to make sure. And they're actually showing you love. Because there's other people that'll be like, nah, fuck this dude. And they'll pencil whip you. Now everybody's out. They don't even got to pencil whip you. They just go get in somebody's ear. They have a conversation. And something happens one way or the other. Tattoos definitely have meaning. I have people that ask me all the time, hey, if I never plan on going to prison, but I want to get cultura on me, is that cool? Of course it is. You're a man. You could put anything on you that you want. My advice, always know exactly what you're putting on you. Know what it means. Know the name of it. Know everything you can. Find out anything you can about what that is you're putting on your body. Especially if you're doing it for just because you like cultura. Don't be like them guys that see a tattoo on somebody else and they're like, yeah, I want that. They don't know why the guy got it. They don't know what it means. Culturally or criminally. Neither definition do they know. We have such a beautiful culture that putting their symbols on you, it's understandable. Understand what those symbols mean. Shit, Google if there's prison meanings behind it. And at least understand what those are. I remember when I lived in San Diego, there was a guy that had a specific tattoo on him. He worked in a hat shop. I went to go get me a new hat. And this wasn't a store that sold baseball hats or nothing. This was an upscale, nice hat store. And this guy was he was Mexicano, but he was a skinny dude, man. You could tell. This dude's never been about the street life, nothing. But he had a tattoo on him that holds meaning in prison. And so he was showing me the different hats, and I'm talking to him. And finally I said, hey, can I ask you a question, Holmes? And he goes, is it about my tattoo? I said, yeah. And he gave me his explanation. And he goes, I've never been to prison, but a lot of people ask me about it. Well, shit, you live in San Diego. There's a lot of raza. So he got it, and he had a specific meaning for him. What it meant to him. But it means a whole lot different thing to a lot of other people. What if that guy one day was defending his home, winds up in prison? He's got that tattoo that meant something completely different than what it really means in prison. But there he is. Anyways, that's my video for today, man. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Everybody, please be safe, be smart, and tell the ones you love that you love them. I'm out of here.